why study abroad would be my first basic question.
ஸோ ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து ஒரு குளோபல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்.
ஒரு பேரண்டாக நமக்கு வந்து அது சமையல்காரனோட ஜாப்ன்றது they fix it on it. Do you think it is easier than pursuing MBBS or engineering?
நம்ம ஊரில் வந்து குக்குக்கும் ஷெஃபுக்குமே நம்ம
டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் பண்ணுறதில்ல. Is it only for toppers or rich only can go and study in abroad?
I wouldn't say it is for toppers.
12th graders and the college finishers is that their board exam doesn't matter a bit. As a parent, when we see lot of racism, lot of thefts being happening, is it really safe out there?
To my experience, to whatever I have spoken about, racism has never been mentioned in any of the discussions that I've had with the students. For many of these, your ID proof and your hall ticket oda neenga eduthu po vendiyadhu is your passport.
Everywhere passport is a must for applying and appearing
for these exams itself.
You all know we are nearing February vandruchu, March vandruchane. One thing what comes in our mind as a parent, as a student now, what next after 10th, what next after 12th, inga padikalama illa abroad la poi padikalaman. ஸோ அதுக்கான ஒரு பாட்காஸ்ட் தான் இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். We are going to converse with Dr. Jayanti, a career consultant who educates a lot of people on how to study abroad. ஸோ அவங்க கிட்ட now we will discuss on why to choose abroad as an option. அதில் என்னென்ன ப்ரொசீஜர்ஸ் இருக்குது, எப்படி படிக்கலாம், எங்கே போய் படிக்கலான்றதெல்லாம் இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பாட்காஸ்ட்டில் பார்க்கலாம். Ma'am, today everybody, we are ending the month of March. So எல்லாருமே வந்து they want to know in the 10th and 12th what next. அப்போ since you being a career consultant for overseas educationல, why study abroad would be my first basic question. எதுக்கு வெளிநாட்டுக்கு போய் படிக்கணும்?
ஓகே, ஸோ வெளிநாடுங்கிறப்பவே வந்து we are going out of the comfort zone, right? So this is an experiment which you're doing for yourself. Obviously it is an exposure gaining step that you're doing. So first one or global experience. So you're preparing yourself for the global career base, right? So that is probably your first goal. The next one, it brings in a lot of self confidence, right? How you get yourself to stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself. You're there in an alien place. How you have to put your foot down and demand things for yourself, right? Obviously in a subtle manner, however you want to put it. The next is about managing your life. You learn a lot of your life skills at the early period when you start grooming yourself, right, onto the career path and also onto the personal front. And yes, finally, it's all about problem solving independently. So everything put together will be answered when you try to attempt to study abroad. So education means empowerment, and your final goal can be achieved in a much more purposeful way, is my belief.
But what we all thought was, வெளிநாட்டுக்கு போனால் நிறைய சம்பளம் கிடைக்கும், நிறைய படிக்கலாம்.
நிறைய படிக்கலாம்னு நீங்கள் சொல்கிறீங்க பார்த்தீங்களா, நிறைய படிக்கலாங்கிறதுக்கும் நிறைய சம்பளம் கிடைக்குங்கிறதுக்கு ஐ ரியலி டோன்ட் நோ இஃப் இட் கேன் பி டைரக்ட்லி ப்ரொபோர்ஷனல். பட் ஆஸ் அன் இண்டிவிஜுவல் யூ வில் டெஃபினெட்லி வின் ஓவர் so many circumstances, situations, and then the way you take responsibility of yourself itself is a beautiful dimension, and that can be kind of explicitly visible or kind of portrayed both in your career life and also in your personal life.
I'm on your pick of choices. டாக்டர் படிக்கிறதுக்கு ஃபாரின் போகணுமா, இன்ஜினியரிங் படிக்கிறதுக்கு போகணுமா, இல்லை ஆர்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் சயின்ஸில் ரிசர்ச் பண்ணுறதுக்கு would you like to go abroad?
So my pick on hierarchy will be STEM. So STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics.
Science, Technology, Engineering and then Maths,
right?
Okay.
So these are kind of, you if you want to separate them as individual departments or science fields, yes, you can do, but they are mostly put together and then help you succeed better, right? Because that is where most of the innovation happens, right? So that is number one. And why STEM abroad is because when you talk about this, infrastructure is much better and the number of universities which specializes on STEM courses is again many more abroad than in India. We do it's not that India இல்ல அப்படிங்கிறதுனால நம்ம வெளியூர் போகணுங்கிறது இல்லை, பட் இருந்தாலும் இங்கே நம்மளோட பாப்புலேஷனுக்கு number of universities which specialize this and which can really give you specialty course structured courses வந்து it is definitely lesser. The next will be when you talk about arts, right? So arts, you have specific countries which characterize on specific these kind of more than art. It is a kind of again science now. If you talk about cuisine, right? It's Italy. If you talk about fashion, France is always on the leading sector. MBBS, obviously it's human science. Any country has demand over MBBS, and obviously every country does its own research on MBBS also. But again, the number of universities and then the potential to go and practice, right? But every university, because human care, health care nu varrapo, the expectation of every country and then the way it is delivered in every country is different. So maybe medicine is best studied here because you understand the demographics, you understand the kind of infections. Like for example, if you want to do dengue research, India is the best place. Any of the tropical countries is the best place. A student who has studied in the US might not even recognize dengue as a disease, right? Because it is not prevalent. So that kind of geography and demographics also has an influence on
also
medicine.
population.
Yes, population, right? So all these things factor. But then if you look at abroad education, language, obviously you have better way of learning things when you go in a place which has the best of it and then delivers it. Again, fashion, cuisine, right? And then again, STEM is because of the infrastructure and the developmental pathway each country has its own. So that is better kind of learned in such places. That's it.
Could you please throw some light on cuisines? What do you actually mean by cuisines when a normal person sees? How he can understand cuisine?
So cuisine is all about food, right? So there is food has tradition to it, it has culture to it, it has availability to it, what is locally made, it has presentation to it, it has nutrition to it, right? There are so many things to it. But then there are specific cuisines which have taken the front seat, right? Or is being kind of culturally accepted by many. Indian cuisine obviously has its own flavor, right? So the flavor is there. So the flavor can be a big reason for acceptance and rejections also, right? So subtle flavored cuisine will be something that is acceptable worldwide, and countries which are rich in this flavor component obviously excel well in terms of cuisine.
நம்ம இப்போ அப்படி பார்த்தோம்னா ஒரு பேரண்ட்டாக நமக்கு வந்து அது சமையல்காரனோட ஜாப்ன்றது தே ஃபிக்ஸ் இட் ஆன் இட், பட் cuisine இஸ் மோர் தென் இட். ஸோ ஹவு டு யூ திங்க் த கரியர் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் அண்ட் த ஸ்டடிங் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் டிஃபர் ஃப்ரம் அதர்ஸ்? டு யூ திங்க் இட் இஸ் ஈஸியர் தென் pursuing an MBBS or engineering comparatively when you compare?
It is definitely not easy. நம்ம ஊரில் வந்து குக்குக்கும் ஷெஃபுக்குமே நம்ம டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணுறதில்ல. That is where the small sensitive line stays actually, right? So it's not about cooking, it's the right way of cooking, it's the right inputs into the cooking. It is the combination of flavors there, the fragrance there is also very important, right? எது சட்டிலாக இருக்கணும், எது உங்களுக்கு ப்ராமினெண்ட்டாக இருக்கணும், எது ப்ராமினெண்ட்டாக இருக்கக்கூடாது அப்படிங்கிறதெல்லாம் இஸ் அ ஃபேக்டர் இன் டு த cuisine. Traditionally, we also have that in place, right? So in addition to all this, there comes presentation, there comes availability, right? And then there also comes demand, right? So with all this, cuisine is definitely a science. Food is a science. It is just not a way of practice.
So
அது வந்து இன்னும் கஷ்டம். அது வந்து இன்னும் கஷ்டம். லைக் ஒரு மெஷினை டிசைன் பண்ணுறது இஸ் ஈஸி, பட் தென் ப்ரெசென்டிங் அ பிளேட் டு அ கஸ்டமர், ரைட், இட்ஸ் அ மோஸ்ட் டிஃபிகல்ட்.
அப்போ வாட் இஸ் த ப்ரிஃபர்ட் கண்ட்ரீஸ் ஃபார் டேக்கிங் அண்ட் ஸ்டடிங் cuisines?
ஸோ ஆஸ் ஆஃப் நவ் கோர்ஸ் கண்டென்ட் வைஸ் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா Italy is one of the best countries.
Italy.
Yes.
So Italy. Another two options after Italy, if you could.
Again, India is one of the best. Institutions which have kind of flourished well with respect to cuisine are very few, but still India is the best. And Southeast Asian cuisine itself has a very wide acceptance.
Acceptance.
Yeah. A lot of people want to venture into it, so Southeast Asian cuisine is very
Food
good.
is the most happening. Everybody loves food.
Right.
So this must be the next gen people
Yes,
trying.
yes.
Ma'am, idila who can go to abroad, who should not go to abroad? Is there any variations or bars in it?
Okay. So who should go அப்படிங்கிறதுல there is also like when they are going அப்படிங்கிறது. So people who can also go, there are n number of opportunities if you want to go there for your undergrad. And the routine pathway is people who finish their undergrad courses here and then go for their masters.
Only for masters, mostly they explore.
That's been the track, right? But then the shift is happening. There are a good number of people who are also applying for undergrad courses now. But then who should go is for both the courses somebody who's curious, definitely adaptable, right? And then motivated and hardworking. இது நாலும் இருந்தது, then you also have support from the family to let go, right? So எப்பயுமே என் பொண்ணு என் கூட தான் இருக்கணும், என் பார்வையிலேயே தான் இருக்கணும், பொண்ணோ பையனோ வாட் எவர் இட் இஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி தேர் ஆர் ஃபார் த கேர்ள்ஸ், ரைட்? ஸோ மோட்டிவேட் இட்ஸ் நாட் கோன் டு ஒர்க், ரைட்? பட் தென் education abroad, I definitely wouldn't say is running away from the country.
True.
Just be there, educate yourself, empower yourself, and there are a number of ways wherein you can come back to your country and do beautifully well. Right?
On that note, is it only for toppers or rich only can go and study in abroad? Is it that situations are being like that, or it is just a myth?
No, it is. I wouldn't say it is for toppers. Like, depending on my career
Journey.
for about 17 years, right? So, wherein I've handled a good number of students who applied abroad and succeeded also, and also including people from my friends and family circle. Toppers might even flaunt at some point of time, because here, right from standard 1 to 12, what they have been going through is a very steady path, right? It's a structured path, and then you know what your evaluation styles are, your deliverables are, right? But then there, every course is different. Every course teacher is different. Every university is different. So you might also get fumbled, right? But for a person who's disciplined, hardworking, and motivated, an average student performs much better because the curiosity in him, there is also an apprehension in him because he's taken this step and what happens there. And the support system is also good, right? So they value you as an individual rather than your percentages there. So it is definitely not to be designated as for toppers, right? Also, average, below average students also do perform very, very beautifully there, right? And for the next part of the question, right, affordability is definitely there, right? So when you apply, right from your application fee to your preparatory exams that you have to give in here, right? So your credentials that you will have to create, all that as of now, it seems well placed for the affordable class. But again, there are a good number of scholarships available. There are banks which are coming up with soft loans. Even the government of India, now, I just saw 2 days before, wherein the government of Tamil Nadu is giving for a section of people, obviously. There's also this Adi Dravidar scholarships, etc. இதுவுமே tuition fee they definitely support.
For abroad, government is supporting.
Yeah, government is supporting.
Nice.
But these schemes, what is not available is there is no one scheme that stays put for 10 years or 20 years. They're all different, right? Because again, the demand for courses is different, the availability of jobs is different. So the government also scales on or scopes on what could be the best, right? So those fellowships are available. Universities themselves come up with a lot of fellowships. But for many of these fellowships or for financial supports, the criteria is you should have already secured your admission there.
Okay.
So you should have at least gone through the process so that you can utilize on all these fellowship opportunities.
So இப்போ நீங்க சொல்லும்போது I could understand that I should have been got an admission and admit card from a particular university.
Right.
So if I am a 12th grader, how could I choose which is best for me in abroad? How to browse and see, and which are the safer sites or safer pages you would advise?
So in that case, obviously when you're in 12th grade, you have already made a conscious decision on what your interest is. Either it's going to be science and math, or it's going to be commerce, or it's going to be things like language, etc. Right? So even in science and math, it's going to be bio, or it's going to be computer science, etc. So you've made a conscious decision based on your interests, right?
Okay.
So again, the courses are fixed, right? So but choose your course. Again, after choosing your course, understand what kind of a peer influence you want, right? So that will land you there in what university you want to go, right? And then obviously when you start fixing your university, the country is also fixed. Don't do anything just because your friends are going or your cousins are already there or a part of your family, extended family is always there. So this does not work. So you stay focused on what your goal is, what your broader interest is. Then you choose your courses, and then based on your courses, you look at the universities and then fix your country. If you have to go through educational consultants, they can be a prelude, but still, உங்களோட homework நீங்க தான் பண்ணியாகணும், right? So every university has it transparent on your websites, starting from the prerequisites, right? What are your eligibility criteria, even up to their acceptance rates for international students and also for native students. Then their employability, அவங்களோட பாஸ் அவுட் பர்சன்டேஜ் கூட இருக்கும்.
Okay.
ஒரு சில டாப் ரேங்கிங் யூனிவர்சிட்டிஸில் வந்து 4 இயர்ஸில் இப்போ அண்டர் கிராட்லனா 4 இயர்ஸ், போஸ்ட் கிராஜுவேட்னா 2 இயர்ஸ், அவங்களோட சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல் பாஸ் அவுட் ரேட்ஸ் வந்து 20 to 30% இருந்தாலே தட்ஸ் குட் ஃபார் தெம்.
ஓகே.
பிகாஸ் இட்ஸ் நாட் மேண்டட்ரி. நீங்கள் உள்ளே போனீங்க 4 வருஷத்தில் கோர்ஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு வரணுங்கிறது அவங்களுக்கு வந்து இட் இஸ் நாட் மேண்டட்ரி, ரைட்? They choose courses based on their likes, dislikes, demands, etc. etc. So their employability, their even average salary pay package is also available in the university. So when you choose your course, your university, your country, also look at the job market that is currently available. And you can also take some predictions on what are the sectors wherein the growth is happening on the next level, so that opportunities, job opportunities will come in there. So unless and until you do all this homework, I don't think so you're fit to apply.
Okay. On when you say homework, where should I do the homework? In ChatGPT or Google or Perplexity? There are n number of search engines available. Which is the best, or books?
You have to books. I don't know. Books are getting outdated. If you have a publisher who's bringing in a newsletter updated currently, then maybe books, those kind of books, right? But you cannot have books in the shelf that talks about the current trends, job markets, etc. etc. If I don't know, why you chose to put ChatGPT first in the nectarilla, because that's the most common thing or the happening thing now, right? But then I would say it has to be the best of all that you have made. So at least what we know as of now, most common is ChatGPT. The next level in a konja science based upon Perplexity, and what is across is Google, right? But everything ellame vandu or AI trained system or a data driven system. But then unless and until you have the right set of keywords, it's not going to give you the right set of answers, right? So talk to people in your school, talk to seniors, talk to people who are already there. And again, you can also talk to consultants. But if I have to add on, where do you go see a consultant? Rather than going to your office spaces, go to the fairs that are conducted.
So that
right?
was my next question.
Yeah.
How good is to visit a educational overseas abroad fair happening in the
Fair
city?
is the best forum that you can have,
Why?
because there will be definitely representatives from the universities talking to you. Those are going to be your primary lead points, right?
Okay.
And again, it is not going to be done by one individual university or one individual consultant, if you call it as a fair,
Okay.
right? So they know competition is there. So everybody will be putting out their best, but they will also put it out in the right way. There's not going to be, there's very limited chances of any misappropriation of information in these public happening
Happening.
places, right? And you also get a direct contact
With
from
the
a
university,
university, from the
whichever
university,
universities.
right? Again, even for the consultants, the who's who of the consultant agencies will be present in these fairs. Rather than if you go to an office, you might see somebody in the front office who might kind of sync with your understanding or might not also. Repeated walk-ins obviously will give you, but then the first impression, the best impression of Angnuna, these fairs,
Fairs are the
educational fairs
educational
are the
fairs the
best
best.
spots, definitely the best spots.
To choose countries,
Hmm.
coming from a tropical country, as you mentioned, இந்தியாவிலேருந்து கொஞ்சம் இந்த climate எல்லாம் செட் ஆகிற மாதிரி கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக படிக்கணும்னா which country would you suggest?
கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக படிக்கணும், குவாலிட்டியாக படிக்கணும், ட்ராபிக்கல் சிஸ்டம்லேருந்து மாறக்கூடாதுன்னா ஆப்வியஸ்லி சிங்கப்பூர்.
Singapore.
But it is very tough. Competition is very, 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 very high. Right?
They
in
say
Singapore.
NUS is the
NUS
best.
is the best, but there are other institutes also which are coming up in Singapore. That is the best, but you'll have to be on the top, on the creamy layer to get into Singapore, because it does not relate to the quality of education alone. It depends upon the number of people as intakes.
Intakes.
Right? So that is restricted there because you just have one university. Then if you talk about the US, there are thousands of universities wherein you can apply to. But again, I wouldn't say apply to any one of the thousands. Choose your course, get the universities ranked, and then apply there. அதுலேயும் ஒரு the way you have to apply ன்னு ஒன்று இருக்குது. Choose one course, choose one university that is your dream university. நான் ஹார்வர்டில் தான் படிக்கணும், MITயில் தான் படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ட்ரீம் இருக்கும்.
So Harvard is all about?
Harvard is about everything, right? It's about engineering, it's about medicine, it's about law, it's about science, everything, right? So it's a happening place, right? It's not a university, it's a big city, it's a big town, right? So everybody there really talks about education.
Ma'am, when it comes to abroad, there's a big thing called Ivy League.
Yes.
What is Ivy League? How to get into it?
So Ivy League, actually இப்போ வந்து we attach Ivy League into quality of education. But what is Ivy League? Ivy League is just a series of football team. இப்போ நம்ம IPL சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி தான். So universities used to compete for football in the US, right? So these Ivy League universities are those which had a very, very strong football team, right? And basic entry into Ivy League happened with your sports skills.
Sports skills.
With your sports skills. You can get 100% fellowship into any of these Ivy Leagues if you have played for your country or if you top in especially football. But today it is not about football alone, it's about all the sports, but you should really, really excel in that field. But forget about sports today, it is also about the education that they provide, right? Because a lot of funding has happened into these Ivy League universities. They're all private. So studying in an Ivy League is going to be really, really expensive. But still, if you think that is the dream, then it is always the best to apply for. Yes, your dream university la onnu vandu kandipa it should be the Ivy League, because the benchmark that has been set from these Ivy League universities, if you can orient towards this benchmark, then you can get admission into any of the other universities which are below the Ivy League universities. They are also good, but Ivy Leagues are the best in the US, right? So your acceptance rates are very, very minimal. So you will have to be a very hard cookie, really excelling in your academics, your co-curricular activities, your extracurricular activities, all your preparatory test scores, your SAT scores, your GRE scores, GMAT scores, TOEFL, everything has to be excellent. And then your profile should also be in a way wherein you have been a multitasker all through, and then you've handled them successfully. Some people say you should have even started a company. It might, you could have been a failure to be accepted into Harvard. I had a student who, not a student, a professional who came to me and then he said, "Ma'am, I have to start a company and then do something in a company which is very innovative, right? Out of the box thinking potential. But I need not necessarily succeed in that attempt." But then when they see that fire in you to build something on your own, then Ivy Leagues are definitely possible, right?
Name 5 universities that come under Ivy League.
Ivy League, again, each of them will excel in a different course
Perspectives
setup,
and course.
right? So, of course, you have Harvard, you have Oxford, you have MIT, you have Princeton also in Ivy League, Stanford.
Stanford.
Yes.
So the 5 would be your pick of 5 in Ivy League would be Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Princeton,
MIT and
MIT.
Princeton.
MIT and then Princeton.
Yeah, MIT and then Princeton. But if you look at the ranking, for mechanical engineering, it will be a different ranking. For aerospace engineering, it will be a different ranking. For any of the other science subjects, it will be a different ranking. Many of the courses that you want to do might not even be on the primary list in the Ivy Leagues. So, as I said, you will have to identify your interest, pick the course, and then start looking into the university rankings, right? Again, another aspect what the student should know here is, and I think it's very important, is when you start filling in your application, it's not about the primary major that you want to study. You will also have to list courses as your second preference and your third preference. Some universities also ask you for 5 courses.
Preferential courses.
Yes. If you don't state them, your application is not submitted. It's an incomplete application, right? Again, so when you get to study a university, also get to study what are the other courses that will be of interest to you. Because as a student, they might be very much interested in you. But அந்த இயர்ல அந்த கோர்ஸுக்கான நம்பர் ஆஃப் சீட்ஸ் ஏற்கனவே ஃபில் ஆயிருந்திருக்கலாம், right? It is a relative system. So they might want to have you in any of their other courses because you are presenting yourself as an individual who are capable of doing the course, completing the course, and also taking up challenges that is allied with the course, right? So they are interested primarily in you as an individual. So they can also ask you to take one of the other preferences that you have. So let that also be aligned before you actually start submitting your application. So it is also essential that உங்கள் கோர்ஸுக்கு ரிலேட்டடாகவும் இருக்கலாம், இல்லை வேறு ஏதாவது கோர்ஸாகவும் இருக்கலாம், but still have that in your list. That is also very important.
Okay, so then in an application form, when I fill, what are the things that I should be equipped with?
So the first and foremost, because we are applying outside the country, right? So we are international students. So your language skills is very important. Language is important. One is the course is going to be delivered in that particular language. Your existence is going to be measured through your language. It need not be a fancy accent that you bring to your language. But of course, fluency and comfort level to your language is very important. So TOEFL எடுத்தீங்கனாலே it is test of English as a foreign language, right? So how you are going to perform there, because அவங்களோட colloquial conversationsல there are so many idioms and phrases, right? Just say, get the ball rolling. Do I understand what is it?
Everything came from there.
Call it a day. Do we understand that? So all this is going to be very important when you are trying to understand what your professor is trying to convey to you. So the test of English is very important. You do have a choice on what you want to do. Earlier it was only TOEFL or only IELTS. Today I think many universities are open to both. And applying from India, there are also schools which give you a certificate which can let you skip TOEFL and IELTS
And it is.
mandates also. But still, if you give them the score, it helps you get the admission. Then the next is obviously your co-curricular and your extracurricular activities. How do you tune them to your for you to choose the course even?
Okay.
Right? Is that in line? Is that in place? Does that direct you towards your goal? Right? So do you fit into that path? All this is very, very important. Then the consistency in your performance, right from your high school, standard 9, standard 10, standard 11. Many of
From
your
9, 10, 11, 12, it matters
12
for.
வந்து you will only have your reports up to your half yearly when you apply.
Okay.
You will not even have your board results.
Board results.
Right?
A very important point.
Yes, you don't
No.
have your board results at all. To be very frank, for many universities, when you go in for your early decisions or your early admission
For
lines.
undergrad
Yeah,
education,
for undergrad
if you are
education.
doing abroad, board marks doesn't calculate.
Doesn't come into it. But some universities give you a provincial admission and then they wait for your board results also.
Also.
To give you it is called as a
Admission.
conditional offer. And then they go and send you the final offer letter. But again, the same applies for your masters also, right? Right from your semester 1 to semester 6 matters a lot, right? Because your semester 7 and semester 8, as per நம்ம AICT model engineering education எடுத்துக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா, it's more on projects. Course wise, you would have accumulated most of your credits until your semester 6. Consistency in
3 years.
performance is very, very important, right? If you have a consistent profile there, and that is a very strong area into your application, right? So the other important thing is your SOP, your statement of purpose.
Statement of purpose. Okay.
Why you want to come there and study? Why did you choose that particular university? What was it that was interesting in that university?
All the why questions should
And
be
what
prepared.
are you going to take back from that education system is also very, very important. Right? They do not they're not ready to provide you an education just for you to get a job.
Okay.
That has to be understood. Once we start accepting that, then our entire dimension on why you want to apply and how you want to apply to universities abroad changes, and it is also meaningful.
So English as a language, it matters
to the US, UK, to a very big extent in Australia also, right? If you talk about education in Germany, your preliminary levels in German language is important. Because Germany is considered as a country which can help you save on your tuition fee. Right? But all this tuition
compared
fee
to other countries
compared to
worldwide.
other countries worldwide.
So
yes.
German tuition fee is comparatively lesser.
Sometimes no tuition fee also, but those are German universities, public universities. Earlier, most of
German
them
as a language.
used to deliver their course in German, but now it is changing. But again, when they make you prepared for the education, they also want you to give back something for the society. So conversing in their native language is their preferred model. So they want you to go prepared in that. Again, if you talk about Japan also, you can go in for n number of courses there. But then if you want to work, you should know Japanese, right? Canada, if you have French.
So for work, it is
It is mandatory. It is mandatory.
But it doesn't matter if we don't know Japanese when we are studying.
Studying,
to
yes,
some extent.
You can identify universities which deliver the course in English.
English also.
You can get your course certificate. But then again,
Japanese does matter.
It matters. Learning the language is a matter. French is accepted globally in many countries, right? Canada has a priority for your PR eligibility also if you know French. Again, French to a certain caliber, and then you have to give them certain grades of your French examination scores, right? If If you have that, then it also helps you in your immigration process.
Okay. So next comes the extracurricular and co-curricular activities. First comes the language, then comes the extra. So what kind of extracurricular and co-curricular? One you said is sports.
Yes,
Sports play a big role.
yes.
If a student is interested in arts like dance or music, how does it play a role in the application process?
So, sports is obviously, it speaks for yourself as a sportsman, the sportsman spirit, right? It is not what is the sport or at what level you have performed.
Okay.
Obviously, not everybody is getting into the sports quota of admission, but then you want to use sports as a valid talking point for yourself, right?
Okay.
So, as an individual, you're mentally, physically prepared if you have indulged into certain sports to a serious level, not like a weekend player or a hobby player, right? So, you have enrolled yourself into certain academies, you have participated in national level events, right?
So anything which has a participation certificate in a national level event matters.
Yes. It
It
brings
is
an
best
added
suited.
points, right?
Okay.
They are the brownie points, obviously, to your application,
Okay.
right? So, and then when you talk about these arts, performing arts, yes, again, because diversity comes in there. Every global institute looks for diversity,
Diversity.
right? So you will be better off when you are trained in any of the performing arts. But again, you should show consistency in that. It's
Okay.
not that you did 2 years of dance when you were in standard 6 or 8 and after which you stopped, right? You've not done stage shows in that, right? You need not be a commercial entity in that art form, but still to a certain level you should have performed, right? So consistency is a matter when you
For
want to
arts
take this to your application.
application. Then comes all the answering of why. Why choosing my university? Why have I come here?
Yes.
What is the purpose?
Yeah.
So,
So you should have very, very strong points on why that course, right? What is it that has interested you for that course? A childhood experiment or somebody in your family or a figure, right? So, or public figure you whom you don't because of your accomplishments, etc. So why? So they could be an alumni of that university, right? Yeah, first thing is the course. So why that course? What you want to do
do
with
in
that
that
course,
course.
right? What is your goal? Lifetime achievement, whatever you want to do. So all that has to be there in your statement of purpose, right? Then the next thing is why choose that particular university for that course, right? So obviously you should have explored a bit on how that course is dealt in that university and what are the success rates for that course with respect to employability, with respect to research, with respect to innovation, with respect to you can even have Nobel laureates coming up from that university and why that university. Sometimes the geography also, you said, right? So we are there in a temperate place and then
Tropical.
tropical place, and then you don't want a big shift in the climate because climate hits you hard when you go abroad.
Okay.
Right? It has a big influence on your performance, so many things, right? So that also can be a very good standpoint in your, and the same way, if it is a private university, why are you still looking forward for a private university? Because you know the fees is going to be 2x times, right? But still, why do you prefer that? And again, the ranking of the university can be a factor. If it's a public university, you have to talk about what the university has given back to the society. Right? So, all this. Then the next why was about why the particular country, right? So, when you choose the university, obviously, the country hangs in there, right? And again, you can put in a bit of about the culture, the influence of that country, of the society, of the geography on the global platform, and obviously you can substantiate. But in spite of all this, if you are able to convince the university that you are doing all this so that you can bring back something to your country, right? Then I think that is the icing on the cake.
Okay.
Right?
So that
why
is
are you
the main
doing
pinpoint.
all this? Why are you taking this pain,
Efforts.
pressure, efforts, and then going out of your way to secure knowledge, education, exposure in a land in which you have no connection to,
Connection.
right? It's a total new land. But then when you do this, unless and until you have something attaching yourself to your country, because no country wants you to come there and settle as an immigrant,
Definitely.
right? So you are there for a purpose, you complete the purpose, and then they all want you to come back, and we all want you to come back,
Come back.
right? And I think that your family waits for you, your country waits for you, everybody here is waiting for you. So you put that line there, or state very strongly in your statement of purpose, and your application is weighed enough.
So out of this, I could have one happy news and good news for all the 12th graders and the college finishers is that their board exam doesn't matter a bit. It does matter, but not to a larger extent.
If you are a
so they don't
consistent
need
performer, obviously
to take the
you will come out
pressures.
very clean on your board, but it is not the 99.9%
9%.
that is going to matter your admission.
Okay. So on the other side, as a parent, when we see lot of racism, lot of thefts being happening, is it really safe out there in abroad? So how do you rank countries in terms of safety and these racism?
See, if we sit here and rank countries, I think it would not be justified. I don't think so. We should be doing that. But racism has to be seen on a different. See, why are we discussing this?
Is it really happening? The next one is it really
To
happening?
my experience, to whatever I have spoken about, racism has never been mentioned in any of the discussions that I've had with the students who have gone out, right? But yeah, where the differences come is on different cultural points, right? We go there, we start eating with your hands. That itself makes a difference, right? Because your understanding on hygiene and certain practices has been something different. They've never looked at somebody who will eat with their hands, right? So that those things are point number one, right? So if somebody looks at you differently because of this one practice of yours and you call it racism, I don't think so it's right.
Okay.
Right? And any country preferring their own citizens has to be there.
Okay.
Right? Again, if you consider that racism, it's not right. Talking about safety, safety is very much in your hands. Don't explore places beyond certain time points. Don't explore places beyond certain, all alone, right? So go with company, go with somebody who's local there. Again, when you go as a student, you will have to choose your company wise, right? Again, if you're going to look for somebody in Coimbatore, if you're going to look for somebody in Pilamedu as your company, that definitely is not the right choice, because both of you don't know what is what.
What is what?
Right? You are going in for a global experience, for a global exposure. So go connect with them, and they will tell you what is right and what is wrong.
Okay.
Right? So, and then when you want to go out, explore the city, go with them. They are your best guides, and you will get the best out of them as your companion.
Okay.
Right? So these are the ways in which you have to define your own personal safety.
Okay.
Thefts in the dorms are common because, as I told you, even if you look at the history of Ivy Leagues, a resident there will come in to study in a institution which has this high fee structure only with a fellowship. Fellowship covers your tuition fee. The living is on you, and they don't have family support, right? Dorm thefts don't happen breaking your safes. It happens when you have left out your things unattended.
Okay.
So you are responsible. So when you follow these things, then aspects of safety, thefts, etc. can be brought down to a very, very big extent.
So when you were talking all this for your livelihood, fellowships and scholarships would provide and cover the school and tuition fees.
Yes.
So how about taking a part-time job? How easy is to get a part-time job in an abroad country?
Right. So Of course, to iterate, all fellowships, scholarships, they're all for tuition. Very minimal support on the living front. Only if you go for a loan, they also consider the living expenses. Otherwise, it is only for tuition, right? Finding part-time jobs. Jobs are available, but then if you see 100 of jobs, right? 95 of them will be for residents. You will have 5 that is applicable for international students, right? But you will have to look for these opportunities very, very actively.
Okay.
Keep on looking for opportunities. There are jobs plenty available, but they're also available on the non-regularized sectors, right? You can work in a restaurant, you can work in a grocery store, etc., etc. But they don't entertain illegal people. You will have to get a particular not a
Attestation.
license. It's called as an SSN, social security number, and then they put you on a payroll, right? So you will have to work extra hours along with your academic payload, along with maintaining yourself. If you can, given that amount of hours to earn for yourself, it is the best, because it not only brings in money, it also brings in exposure, it brings you direct connect to the community, right? It is the best. Jobs are available, but you'll have to look at them at the right way, and you can also decide on what kind of jobs you want to do.
Okay.
Nobody is going to ask you, nobody, like, you need not look at restaurants and grocery shops or malls as the only place for jobs, right?
Jobs.
There will be n number of jobs in the library, there will be n number of jobs in the bookstore.
You are all talking about which is in
Institutional
campus
right?
opportunities.
Yes, opportunities, right? There will be jobs in the labs, there will be tutoring jobs that are available with professors helping them to deliver courses,
Okay.
right? There are professors who look out for preparing study materials, but then you will have to show the expertise.
Aye.
There are jobs which can wherein you can work as a resident in their
Dorms.
right? So institutional jobs are also available. You can take a part-time job in a lab, right? You can just go wash dishes, petri dishes in a lab, in a science lab, and then you can earn money,
Earn money.
right? All this is possible, and all this will definitely help you on a big level to your living expenditure.
Living expenditure.
To your living expenditure.
So it's not that as tough it is.
It is not as tough, right? So one thing I want, this tutor job is very easy, but then you should have maintained a specific CGPA if you will have to apply for that. Out of 4, it will be something more than 3.3, because only then you can take that load of mentoring somebody or tutoring somebody. And the other thing is, why students don't prefer these jobs even though they are available, is they will also have exams and the same time you have your exams. So you should be able to work that extra hour,
and hand in hand process.
wherein your pressure is also there, right? So you should be a student who've been working continuously so that you don't burn your midnight oil only on the day of your exams. But these are jobs which can pay you decently well.
Okay.
And then the pay also varies from city to city, from university to university, because depending on the taxing, etc., etc., right? But there are n number of jobs which are available, but you will have to look at them, present yourself right to all these places,
and pick the best.
Pick the best. Networking is also important. You will have to get into these kind of part-time jobs.
Entrance exam, as we talking about TOEFL, இதெல்லாம் என்னென்ன மெயினான என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எக்ஸாம், we will go by sector by sector. டாக்டருக்குன்னா என்ன, இன்ஜினியரிங். ஸோ அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டாக்டர் படிக்கிறதுக்கு எம்பிபிஎஸ், ஸோ கால் எம்பிபிஎஸ் படிக்கிறதுக்கு வெளியே போகணும்னா என்னென்ன என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எக்ஸாமுக்கு 12th கிரேடில் ப்ரிப்பேர் ஆயிருக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க?
இது வந்து நீங்கள் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் எக்ஸாம்னு நம்ம வேர்ட் பண்ண முடியாது, பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் நாட் கண்டக்டட் பை த யூனிவர்சிட்டி தெம்செல்ஸ் ஸோ தட் தே கேன் ரேங்க் யூ அண்ட் தென் தே கேன் give you secure your positionங்கிறது கிடையாது. These are preliminary exams or prerequisite exams which obviously test your preliminary understanding levels so that you will be able to perform in your course, right? இப்போ நம்மளோட போர்டு ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் வந்து நம்மளோட கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் ஸ்டைல் ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்கும். We focus on 2 marks, 3 marks and 5 marks.
Okay.
But all these entrance exams kind of break them down so that you know the competitive style of examination,
Okay.
right? Your MCQs are இருக்கட்டும், your one word answers are இருக்கட்டும், right? Or your language comprehension are இருக்கட்டும். So most of these eligibility tests are all concentrating on that. They do not test you, or it is not mandatory to test you on your preferred course order understanding or
Understand.
science order skill set pandradilla. Though mathematics, right, your general aptitude and maths is very essential if you have to crack your SAT. But language na verum TOEFL mattum da. So for MBBS படிக்கிறதுக்கு what I see recently is many universities also take your NEET ranking.
Okay.
So
NEET
your
is
NEET
eligible.
eligibility பார்த்து அவங்களோட admission criteriaவும் கொண்டு வராங்க. Because I think that is directly relevant, right?
So NEET மாதிரி அங்க suppose if it is in US, NEET மாதிரி அங்க
You don't have an entrance test or an prerequisite test for MBBS. இப்போ MBBS வந்து USல நீங்க டைரக்டா MBBSனே பண்ண முடியாது. It's called as a pre-med.
Okay.
Right? So you do 2 years, 3 years. There are some integrated programs which also come for about 5 years and 7 years now. But in the first few years is called as a pre-med school, wherein you do basic biology.
Okay.
அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் you get into your physician அந்த part of டாக்டருங்கிறதுக்குள்ளே நீங்கள் போவீங்க. ஸோ அவங்களுமே வந்து your undergradல நீங்கள் போகணும் அப்படின்னா SAT scores தான், right? Scholastic aptitude test. So that has your general competitive analysis, your maths, your numerical analysis and your language analysis.
So SAT and TOEFL will top the
yeah.
So
TOEFL or IELTS, either of which you can take.
இது இந்த எக்ஸாமோட கால் ஃபர்ல how do we find out எந்த மந்த்ல approximately it would be published?
See, they are spread across the year, right? You have options to take it throughout the year. Throughout the year na மேல மட்டும் இருக்காது. மேல I think everybody stops, right? So மே நீங்க cross பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த academic yearக்குள்ள நீங்க போறது கஷ்டம். So you should have done all this before May, right? So there is something called as College Board in the US which does this, right? And there is a testing center called as it's called as the International Testing Services, right?
International Testing Services and College
Board. College Board is mainly for the US. But for your TOEFL and IELTS, there are different companies which do this. They are recognized throughout. And you can go into their website. They have all the prep materials. They have sample test papers. They have something called as a pre-test, which you can take it beforehand. It will be a sample questions, but a real testing scenario la neenga pannuvinga.
Okay.
So all this material, once you log in there, it is all available. And then after you pay, you choose your test dates, and then there are preferred test centers here. You'll obviously have to fix an appointment with the test centers, and neenga anga poi you will have to perform. Yeah, one thing I'd like to say is when you're applying here to all these things, right? நம்மளோட சிஸ்டமில் நம்மளோட சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸில் யூஸ்வலாக நம்ம வந்து அந்த செகண்ட் நேம் ஸ்பெல் அவுட் பண்ணுறதில்ல. சர் நேம் ஸ்பெல் அவுட் பண்ணுறதில்ல. சர் நேமுங்கிறதே ஃபாதர்ஸ் நேமுங்கிறது நம்மளுக்கு மட்டும்தான் பொருந்தும். They all have different surnames, family names, etc., right? But then when you go log in, create a profile, and then when you apply, all that has to follow the style or the way as it is there in your passport. அந்த கன்ஃபியூஷன்ல நிறைய பேர் வந்து they lose whatever they have paid for the test.
Very important is wherever
passportல என்ன name date of birth இருக்கோ follow that.
Like your name first, then comes your surname. அதாவது உங்க father name family name அது இந்த சேம்
மிடில் நேம் இருந்தாலும் மென்ஷன் பண்ணி உங்களோட ஐடென்டிட்டியை வந்து அதில் கோஹெரண்டாக கொண்டு போகும்.
ஸோ அப்ளிகேஷன் ஃபார்மில் பாஸ்போர்ட்டில் இருக்கிற மாதிரியே தான் ஃபில் பண்ணணும்.
மெனி ஆஃப் தீஸ் யுவர் ஐடி ப்ரூஃப் அண்ட் யுவர் ஹால் டிக்கெட்டோட நீங்கள் எடுத்துகிட்டு போக வேண்டியது இஸ் யுவர் பாஸ்போர்ட்.
பாஸ்போர்ட்.
ஸோ தட் ஷுட் சிங்க் 200%.
percent.
To
So
the data
everywhere
that is there.
passport is a must
Passport
for
is a must.
applying and appearing,
Appearing for
for the
these exams itself.
applying and appearing.
Appearing.
Passport is
Yes,
must.
passport is mandatory.
Okay.
So then for again engineering
College board
postgraduates போனோம் அப்படின்னா engineering sciences and also the other biological sciences also you will have to do your GRE,
Yeah.
graduate or requirement exam அப்படிங்கிறது. So in the GRE வந்து it is mandatory for their residents also in the
Okay,
US,
okay.
right? But whereas other countries there is no requirement like this. They only ask you to show proof for your language proficiency மட்டும்தான். யூஎஸை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் engineering and biological sciences-க்கு graduate record exam, GRE, and then you will have to take GMAT if you're going into business school.
Okay, so GRE is for
Post-graduation.
for engineering services.
Yes.
GMAT is for your business. அதாவது MBA ன்னு சொல்லப்படுறதுக்கு வந்து GMAT வந்து எழுதியிருக்கணும்.
Like your
This
CAT
is commonly applicable for most of the countries
Yes.
abroad.
Yes,
right?
yes. Mainly the US, but many countries are following suit the US. Like Singapore also considers your GRE GMAT scores. Canada also takes it into account.
How about UK? Lot of people go for their business schools for UK. How
Business
is UK?
schools for UK, they do not require any mandatory preparatory tests like your GRE or GMAT. But அங்கேயுமே நீங்கள் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் சயின்ஸ் தான் டெலிவர் ஆகுது. மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஸ் அ கோர்ஸ் வந்து it is kind of not that kind of strong on the technical component, but then they teach you more of the science. UK education பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், and what our kids also try to choose, they choose UK because you can complete your course in a shorter period of time.
Okay.
Right? So, but again, the number of credits you acquire. You see, when I told you, when we started this, we said why go abroad is because you're preparing yourself for a global platform. So, UKல படிச்சா UKல தான் வேலை செய்யணும்னு கிடையாது. USல படிச்சா USல தான் வேலை செய்யணும்னு கிடையாது. They know that you have a international exposure and then you will fit well அப்படிங்கிறது தான். So, the credits order depth is very, very important. Why in the UK it is possible to complete your course in a shorter period of time? Because your credits are designed only to that level.
Okay.
Whereas you will be studying more in depth, more practical oriented courses when you study it in Germany or in the US.
Okay.
Right?
So MBA
so again உங்களோட job opportunity அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் இருக்கும்.
Okay.
So you will have to vet this out, right? And then make a conscious decision on where you want to study.
இப்போ போஸ்ட் கிராஜ் ஃபார் இன்ஜினியரிங் சொன்ன மாதிரி போஸ்ட் கிராஜுவேஷன் ஃபார் டாக்டர் எம்பிபிஎஸ் ஹவு டு அப்ளை அண்ட் ஹவு டு கெட் இன் டு இட். நம்ம கிட்ட எம்பிபிஎஸ் படிச்சு 6 years முடிச்சுட்டாங்க. தே கோ தேர் ரைட்.
Yeah,
What
so
are
when
the
they go
courses
there,
and
it is
other-
mostly on super specializations.
Yes.
Right? Super specializations, rather than applying to academic institutes, you will be applying either to hospitals directly or to research institutes directly.
Okay.
Right? So there again, you will probably end up doing a PhD, or you will be doing a short program which is going to concentrate on your super specialty.
Okay.
Does that
Right.
require any entrance exam?
It will not be an entrance exam. Again, your language proficiency will have to be established through any of these. But then you will have to build your profile and then submit it there. So, உங்களோட இங்க basic routine எப்படி இருந்திருக்கு, why you want to specialize in that field, and what is the already acquired knowledge in that fieldங்கிறது நீங்க establish பண்ணணும். Again, you will have to submit an SOP, you will have to submit a profile. But for entry level, obviously there are not many exams or there are no exams. But then if you want to practice there, then I think every country has its own standards to practice. Again, with all that acquired knowledge and certificate, if you want to come back to India also, there are a set of exams which you will have to clear so that you can start practicing here.
So to practice as a doctor,
Yes.
if you have studied in abroad, you have to get a certificate from that country also, and you have to come here.
No, if you
and
wherever you want to practice, you will have to go through the norms of that particular country. If you're
Okay.
coming back to
and
India,
coming back to India, if
you
they
will-
want to practice, they have to again
they'll
appear
have
for
to
an
clear an
eligibility
exam.
exam
Yes,
here.
yes.
Okay.
So because on the course வந்து it is all dealt in differently in different places ங்கிறதுனால you will have to justify.
Okay. So till now we were all talking about only professional courses.
Yes, yes.
Why most of them do not go for, we spoke about masters in administration. That's what MBA management science we were talking. But why nobody goes for arts and science to an abroad country? Why don't they prefer?
See, நம்ம வந்து ப்ரொஃபஷனல் கோர்சஸ் அண்ட் ஆர்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் சயின்ஸ்ன்னு எப்படி பிரிச்சோன்னு தெரியல, பட் பிரிச்சிட்டோம். That has been there.
There for years
It's been
together.
there in our mindset, right? பட் என்ன ஒரு பெரிய டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் அப்படின்னா த கோர்ஸோட டியூரேஷன், ரைட்? எந்த கண்ட்ரிலையுமே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு 3-year கோர்ஸ் யாருமே பண்ணுறதில்ல.
Okay.
Either be it biology, botany, maths, chemistry. Most of the countries follow the 4-year course system. ஸோ நம்மளோட 3-year கோர்ஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு டைரெக்டாக மாஸ்டர்ஸ் அப்ளை பண்ணிங்கன்னா உங்களோட அந்த நம்பர் ஆஃப் கிரெடிட்ஸ் வந்து அங்கே மேட்ச் ஆகாது.
Okay.
3 இயர்ஸில் நீங்கள் இவ்வளோ கிரெடிட்ஸ் தான் அக்யூமுலேட் பண்ணியிருக்கணும். அதுதான் அங்கே வந்து பேஸு.
But நம்ம சிஸ்டமே it is designed in such a way it is only for 3 years. So,
நம்ம சிஸ்டம் நம்மளுக்காக தானே டிசைன்
so
பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. நம்ம
it
சிஸ்டம்
doesn't mean
வந்து
that அங்க நம்ம போக முடியாது
அங்கே
arts.
போக முடியாதுன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டேன் நான். இப்போ வாட் பீப்புள் டூ இஸ் தே கம்ப்ளீட் தியர் மாஸ்டர்ஸ், எம்எஸ்சியும் முடிச்சுட்டு ஒரு 5-year கோர்ஸை வச்சுட்டு தென் தே அப்ளை ஃபார் தியர் டாக்டரல் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் தேர்,
Program.
ரைட்? அதர்வைஸ் செகண்ட் மாஸ்டர்ஸ் அப்ளை பண்ணுறாங்க, விச் இஸ் ஆப்வியஸ்லி not the best because you're
Already
wasting 1 year of your time, right? Precious time. அப்பதான் நீங்க படிச்சு முடிச்சு வேலைக்கு தேடுற டைம். So 1 year of your precious time you're losing. But you can accumulate those credits through other certificate programs.
Okay.
credible-ஆன இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்ஸ்லேருந்து credible-ஆன credibility-னா நான் என்ன சொல்கிறேன் அப்படின்னா கோர்ஸ் கண்டென்ட் credible-ஆக இருக்கணும், which means they're certified by certain agencies which are internationally acceptable.
Okay.
And அவங்களோட evaluation pattern-ம் கரெக்டாக இருக்கணும். Just by submitting assignment somebody is giving you a degree, na, that doesn't hold good, right? ஸோ அவங்களோட evaluation pattern-ம் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கணும். இல்லை நீங்கள் ஒரு இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் பண்ணியிருந்தீங்கன்னா அதில் நம்பர் ஒர்க்கிங் ஹவர்ஸையும் நீங்கள் வந்து கிரெடிட்ஸாக கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் அவங்கக்கிட்ட ஒரு
Calculation இருக்கு.
அதுவும் பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் தட் யூ கேன் அப்ளை, யூ ஆர் எலிஜிபிள்.
Okay. So this visas, next comes the big,
எஸ்.
which country is easy to get visa, or all the countries are easy to get visa for studying
So,
purpose?
அட்மிஷன் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அட்மிஷன் வந்துடுது. அஃப்கோர்ஸ் நம்ம சிஸ்டமில் வி ப்ரிப்பேர் ஆல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் strenuously. ஸோ கெட்டிங் அன் அட்மிஷன் இஸ் டெஃபினெட்லி நாட் அ ப்ராப்ளம். அட்மிஷன் வந்துடுது. பட் அதுக்கப்புறம் வீசா வந்து அட்மிஷன் தான் இஸ் அ டிக்கெட் டு வீசா அப்படின்னா இல்லை,
Okay.
right? Because visa as an immigrant is worked on different aspects. So every country likes to keep a check on the number of immigrants
Entering their
entering
country.
into their country. So நீங்கள் அட்மிஷன் வாங்கிட்டீங்கன்னாலும் ஏன் அங்கே தான் போய் படிக்கணுங்கிறது இஸ் a big question, right? Which you will have to substantiate.
Substantiate.
நீங்கள் தானே சொல்லணும் உங்களோட ரீசன். ஸோ நீங்கள் எப்படி சொல்ல போகிறீங்க? உங்கள் டாக்குமெண்டேஷனில் சொல்ல போகிறீங்க, உங்கள் ஃபினான்ஷியல் எய்டில் சொல்ல போகிறீங்க. ஸோ ஃபினான்ஷியல் எய்ட் யூ டேக் ஹியூஜ் லோன்ஸ் அண்ட் கோ அப்படின்னா எனிபடி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்ஸ் லைக் யூ வில் ஹாவ் டு ஒர்க் தேர் அண்ட் தென் ரீபே யோர் லோன்ஸ்,
Sold.
ரைட்? பிகாஸ் இந்தியன் ருபி டு யோர் கரன்சி கன்வர்ஷன்லேயே நம்ம எங்கே இருக்கோங்கிறது நம்மளுக்கே தெரியும். ஸோ இப்போ நீங்கள் வந்து அங்கே ஒர்க் பண்ணாதான் யூ கேன் ரீபே யோர் லோனுங்கிறப்போ if you can get a job which on the legally approved pathway, it's well and good. But what if you don't get a job? You should not end up being an illegal immigrant
there.
So அங்கே தான் செக் வரும்.
Okay.
அங்கே தான்
So,
செக் வரும்,
அதுதான்
அங்கே தான்
main
செக்
point.
வருது,
Okay.
right? So how have you established yourselves financially? How are you going to take up that financial burden? All this is a big question to your visa, right? And again, when I say you identify the course, you identify the university, you identify the country, but main country identification வந்து based on the job opportunity நீங்க பண்ணணும்.
So you are telling post the இது
நீங்க அப்ளை பண்றப்பவே அந்த ஜாப் பொட்டன்ஷியலையும் பார்த்து
பார்த்துட்டு
அப்ளை
apply
பண்ணிருந்தீங்கன்னா your visa is going to be easy again,
easier.
because they know this university has a track record of giving jobs, potentially good jobs wherein you can take care of yourself, you can also take care of the immigration requirements, etc., etc. பார்த்துட்டாங்கன்னா it is always on the safer side, right? And the next thing is again your ambition to come back to your country. அதை எப்படி நீங்கள் எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுறீங்க during your visa interview, mainly to the US, right? So major rejections happen from the US because there's a good pool of people who apply there, get admitted. Again, university standards is a criteria. Your financial standards is a criteria, and also your objectives of coming back again is what are your ties that can bring you back to your country. Is again a very important criteria. In the European countries la ipo vandu the talk is, I think, with the start of 2026 there's a lot of talk on easy visas or invites coming up from places like Germany, Japan, etc. That is mainly based on the demographics. So the population நீங்க பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா they are all getting skewed into the older side. 45 plus தான் அங்க major. So youngsters அவங்களுக்கு வேணும் to prepare the country, right? So youngsters வேணுங்கிறப்போ if you go and study there, then they know that you've already into their system on a big level. So visas for you will be easy. So these are the criteria which you will have to take for your visa.
So you have done it for over the years. What is the one biggest mistake you see repeatedly the parents or the students do while applying and while they are searching for a university abroad?
Focus is very very important. What you want to do with this education ங்கிறது முதல்ல பேரண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் புரியணும், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் புரியணும். அதான் நான் முதல்ல சொன்ன மாதிரி, just because my friend is going, or just because I have good company there, or just because you feel that things will be easy, ரைட்? நம்ம எப்பயுமே இக்கரைக்கு அக்கறை பச்சன், அங்கே எல்லாமே நல்லா இருக்குது, அங்கே எல்லாமே சுத்தமாக இருக்குது, அங்கே எல்லாமே நீட்டாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னா people follow certain principles and only because of that it is there, right? So அது எல்லாமே அந்த ஃபோக்கஸோட we'll have to do. The other thing is again preparing your credentials, your documentation process, right? இப்போ நீங்கள் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க, அதுக்கான ஒழுங்கான சர்டிஃபிகேட் இருக்கா? Somebody from there, have they given you a recommendation letter? Your recommendation letter speaks a lot.
Somebody from the abroad country, whichever country they are.
No, இங்கேருந்தே நம்ம போகிறப்போ, right? So உங்கள் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லேருந்து ஒரு ரெக்கமெண்டேஷன் லெட்டர், உங்கள் கோர்ஸ் டீச்சர்லேருந்து ஒரு ரெக்கமெண்டேஷன் லெட்டர். வாட் ஸ்பீக்ஸ் ஆஃப் யுவர் ஸ்கில் செட் இஸ் ஃப்ரம் சம்படி ஹூம் யூ ஹவ் ஒர்க்ட் வித், ரைட்? ஒழுங்காக நீங்கள் எக்ஸிட் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களா ஒர்க்லேருந்து? உங்கள் ஸ்கில் செட் எப்படி இருக்குது, உங்கள் காண்டக்ட் எப்படி இருக்குது, உங்கள் டீம் அப்ரோச் எப்படி இருக்குது, எல்லாமே தீஸ் ஆர் த டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் தட் யூ வில் ஹேவ் டு ப்ரிப்பேர். For a kid who is just going out of standard 12, your recommendation letters matters, right? Again, நீங்க சின்ன community oriented work ஏதாவது பண்ணியிருந்தீங்கன்னா எல்லாத்துக்குமே you should have the right kind of credential documentation. The other thing is submitting incomplete application forms. That is something that's very very common. இதுதானே, இதுக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷனை போட்டு அனுப்பலாம், இது யார் இதெல்லாம் படிக்க போகிறா அப்படிங்கிறது கிடையாதாங்க. ஸோ எனிதிங். ஸோ நீங்கள் ஒரு ஃபேக்டர் அங்கே உங்கள் அப்ளிகேஷன் ஃபார்மில் போட்டிருப்பீங்க, பட் அதுக்கான ரெலவெண்ட் டாக்குமெண்டேஷன் வைக்கல அப்படின்னா தென் ஆப்வியஸ்லி யூ ஆர் அட்.
So that is the biggest mistake.
That is the biggest mistake.
Incomplete and lethargic way of filling up
your application. And also preparing your statement of purpose. நெட்டிலேருந்து தட்டி ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் பர்பஸ் போட்டுட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா it might sound interesting for you, but for somebody who's sitting in scrutinizing it, அவங்க இதில் hundreds and thousands பார்த்துருப்பாங்க.
They know it has been taken from.
Even getting a recommendation letter, please ask your professors or your teachers to spell out what is unique in you.
ஓகே.
அவங்களும் ஒரே ஒரு ஃபார்மேட்டை வச்சுட்டு எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னா தட் மைட் நாட் பி த ரைட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அண்ட் உங்களோட உங்களை கரெக்டாக போர்ட்ரே பண்ணுதா அப்படின்னா அது இருக்காதாங்க. ரொம்ப ஜெனரிக் லெட்டர்ஸ் மைட் நாட் ஹெல்ப் யூ ஹாவ் அ லீட் ஃபார் யுவர் அப்ளிகேஷன்.
So the closing advice would be in good books of your teachers, and whoever you want recommendations should be in their good books, right?
பி ட்ரூ டு யோர் செல்ஃப். நீங்கள் குட் புக்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லி ஃபேன்சியாக போய் நீங்கள் உங்களே வந்து இமிட்டேட் பண்ணணும்னு நான் சொல்லவே இல்லை.
Okay.
சி நிறைய பேர் வந்து கிளாஸுக்கே வராமல் கூட இருக்கலாம். பட் எனக்கு வந்து என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட் பற்றி தெரியும்.
தெரியும்.
அவனோட ஹோம்ஒர்க் கரெக்டாக பண்ணுவான் அப்படிங்கிறது தெரியும்னா ஐல் பி ஹாப்பி
Happy.
டு ஸ்டேட் தேட் இன் மை ரெக்கமெண்டேஷன் லெட்டர் அண்ட் தென் புட் இம் ஃப்ரண்ட். ரைட், தட் ஹேஸ் டு பி த வே. எனக்கு வந்து ஒபீடியண்ட்டாக இருக்க வேண்டாம், பட் கோர்ஸுக்கான ரெக்குவயர்மெண்ட் அவங்க பண்ணிடுவாங்க. ரைட், நோ ஷார்ட்கட்ஸ், நோ சீட்டிங், ரைட், நோ எக்ஸ்ப்ளாய்டேஷன் ஆஃப் அ டீம் மெம்பர். எல்லாமே அங்கே பி வெரி வெரி ட்ரூ. And then this has to be a conscious effort that you're taking. Then things are in place.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this wonderful
Thank you so
session.
much for having
Thank
me.
you.
If you want any details of anything particular, maybe we can take it forward.
Yeah,
right?
sure.